Dan Illman, Mike Beer, the first of three graded stakes races on Pennsylvania Derby Saturday at Parx. Race number 9, the Grade 2 Gallant Bob Stakes for 3-year-olds going 6 furlongs. Let's take a peek at this field. There's a lot of early speed in here. The 7 King Jack is turning back in distance, but he has shown speed on occasion. He's your morning line favorite. Landeskog has been a fast horse since day one for trainer Doug O'Neill. This is another Southern California invader. And then you've got Bulletin, winner of the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf Sprint, a race in which he caught a flyer going to the front that day. We take a look at the Timeform US pace projector. Not surprisingly, this pace is expected to be fast. It's a red bar scenario. Landeskog expected to make the lead over Strong Will, but you've got Trophy Chaser in here. You've got Bethlehem Road. This race could easily heat up.
Yeah, it should. It's a grade 2 race over 6 furlongs. These horses are supposed to be fast, and there's fast horses in here.
And a long shot in the field is the number 1 War Toxin, who I guess would really benefit from a pace meltdown. Uriah St. Louis has taken chances in the past, has had some success in major races. War Toxin, however's lone win came going 5.5 in a maiden race over a sloppy track, and his 2 races against allowance horses, when he was off the board at odds of 26 and 28 to 1 respectively. He's in very tough.
Yeah, maybe this race will fall apart and give him his best chance, but he looked pretty hard to make to me.
War Bridle popped a 92 Beyer speed figure last time out at Parx. We're going to watch that race right now. He was up and on the pace. He's taking over right now. And hey, this looks pretty good, right? 92 Beyer speed figure. He's won 2 in a row by a combined margin of 7 3/4 lengths. But this race was for a scant $20,000 claiming tag. And the one time he tried Stakes Company in the past, he was beaten double digits.
Yeah, I mean, on the positive side, his last 2 races are the 2 best he's ever run, but he's stepping into a different world here.
I think Trophy Chaser is going to be on ascent here under Jose Ortiz. To me, he is the speed nearest the rail. He showed a lot of precocity and brilliance as a 2-year-old, earning a 96 Beyer speed figure in his second lifetime start as an August juvenile. Ended up being stakes placed behind Improbable at Churchill last year. It took him a while to come back, but his most recent race off the layoff was pretty good at Gulfstream. He's able to control the pace as we see, turning into the stretch going 7, and he holds sway. I think he's a better horse at this 6 furlong distance.
Yeah, I actually like him going shorter too. He's been fine 7 to a mile as well, but 6 furlongs just might be his best distance. This isn't the most visually impressive win, I didn't think, but it came back fast, and it was 7 furlongs off of a long layoff. This horse has shown a good amount of talent. I think he fits really well in this race.
Career best Beyer with that 97 off the 8.5-month layoff. And again, I think you're going to see him here in the front in the early stages. Strong Will comes off a 92 Beyer effort at Mountaineer against non-winners of 3 other than. Went right to the lead that day and then just destroyed him, but he was 1-5. He's supposed to beat those horses like that. Tougher pace scenario here.
It is a tougher pace scenario, but he's been improving with every race, it feels like, especially when they've sprinted him. I know they tried to stretch him out. That didn't really work out. His sprints are all good, and he's got a lot of speed, too.
2 for 2 lifetime on dirt sprinting is Strong Will, as well as the 5 Bethlehem Road. He is 2 for 2 lifetime sprinting on the dirt. After he won that Park Spring Derby around 2 turns, you can understand why these connections wanted to turn him into a 2-turn horse. I mean, that's what the money is. Ran him in the Ohio Derby, ran him in the Haskell, ran him in the Smarty Jones, and now that experiment is ended. He is taking a little bit of a drop in distance, but I don't think that's going to dull his speed. He is fast.
Yeah, this is a really fast horse. I'm with you. I understand why they stretched him out. I think they're doing the right thing now by cutting him back. He was really impressive, winning his first 2 career starts. I'm not going to be surprised if he turns it around here.
I'm a big fan of the 6 Landeskog, have been ever since his debut at Oaklawn, where he won off by 6 with an 89 Beyer speed figure. He then caught Nitrous in start number 2, had to go very, very fast in that race. Took on Hog Creek Hustle in the grade 1 Woody Stevens in a case of, I think, too much too soon in start number 3. They gave him a little class relief, shipping him back to Delmar last time out, and I like the way he won this race with a 99 Beyer. We're turning into the stretch. Landeskog was prompting 3 wide. He is in front right now. He kicks away from this field going 5.5. We won't see the gallop out. He gallops out a mile ahead of this field. I know he's fast enough to win a race like this. I like that he draws outside horses like Trophy Chaser, Strong Will, and Bethlehem Road. And really the key is, can he sit off a horse or 2? Because if he can, I think he's very dangerous from tracking range.
We'll see how they decide to play it. Maybe they'll try and sit. I wouldn't be surprised if they just went. He is wicked fast, and I wouldn't be shocked at all, Dan, if he just outran this field to the lead. He's that fast, I think. Anyway, I like him. I like just about everything about this horse. We'll see if he gets the right trip in here.
Another horse that's 2 for 2 sprinting in his career is your morning line favorite, the number 7, King Jack, for trainer Jerry Hollendorfer. They tried 2 turns in his most recent start, and they tried Improbable, your likely favorite, in the Pennsylvania Derby later on Saturday in the Shared Belief Stakes last time out at Del Mar. I was a bit surprised they weren't more aggressive with this horse early. Improbable was able to get the lead in the Shared Belief, and they turned to the stretch. King Jack didn't set a bad trip. He was third, but he just has too far to come. But I like the way he's digging and grinding at Improbable late. This is a horse that off this cutback in distance might actually sit off the pace and come with a run.
Yeah, I like them cutting him back. I know that he paired up his 99 buyer in this race. I didn't think that this was even close to his best performance. I thought his first 2 career starts were a lot better than this. And I think the cutback could really work for this horse, especially because he feels like a horse who doesn't need the lead.
Fates get hammered, and this is a horse going out for Larry Ravelli, a high percentage trainer that is known for getting precocious, speedy types. This horse won his dirt and sprint debut last time out at Canterbury on the lead. He's likely going to have to sit here as he steps way up in class, and he also needs a bit of a buyer boost.
Yeah, he had the rail in that race last time, and so he just went with his speed, secured that position, turned away a challenger, and it was all over from there. There was really nothing happening behind him. It just feels like this is going to be run a totally different way. And so he's just going to have to improve by a lot, I think.
And really the key to this race is the 9 Bulletin, isn't it? He won his first 3 starts as a turf sprinter, including the aforementioned Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf Sprint, showing brilliant speed in all 3 of those races. I was very disappointed in his race in the William Walker. I wasn't the only one when you're off the board at 1 to 10, and it just didn't look like he had any excuse that day. Todd tried to stretch him out in the Better Talk Now, going a mile last time out. We're going to watch that race. Bulletin took him to about the 3/16 pole on the lead in the White Silks, but he just couldn't carry his speed a mile. It's just too far for him. What do you think of this dirt pedigree, and how does he fit with this field?
Well, he's got plenty of pedigree for dirt. So, I won't be surprised if he handles it. I guess the bigger question for him is, especially racing for these connections, why was he on turf in the first place? It feels like that's a bad sign for him. As he switches over again, he's got plenty of pedigree to handle it. He's not really my kind of horse, especially at a short price.
Let's take a look at our top selections for the Grade 2 Gallant Bob Stakes. So many different ways to go. Where did you end up?
Well, I'm just going to I put Trophy Chaser on top. I like his races. I think this is a good spot for him cutting back another furlong here. And I just felt like maybe he'd be a good price there. The 2 California horses shipping in feel like they have to take money. It feels like this horse could be an okay price in here. I went 3, 7, and 6.
Trophy Chaser 6 to 1 on the morning line, more than fair. I am using that horse. I am using basically your top 3 as well. Big fan of Landeskog. Time Form US believes he can make the lead. If he does, great. If not, I'm hoping he can sit. I think he is starting to improve. I went 6, 7, 3, and 4 in the Grade 2 Gallant Bob, one of 3 graded stakes races at Parx on Saturday. Of course, it's Pennsylvania Derby Saturday. Approximate post time for the Gallant Bob, 4:34 Eastern. Best of luck.